I find for the Asperger syndrome, the key for me, the defining characteristic is the restricted impetitive interest. I find those kids, and Ami Klin's work at Yale from 2000, if anybody has not read Ami's book, and I think it was around 2000, it's a little bit dated now, so some of the literature is going to be a little dated. I think that's one of the best books on Asperger syndrome. Ami Klin's book on it, it's called, I believe it's called Asperger syndrome. Somebody remind me at the break and I'll get the formal title off of Amazon for you. I cite it in here later, but that book I think is really the best. And where they were going, which now they seem to have reversed it on how they're going, but they were really talking about kids with Asperger syndrome almost being like high functioning autism, except the Asperger syndrome kids had more of the restricted repetitive interest. Those kids were smart, but they get so fixated on something like trains or dinosaurs that it's alienating to other kids. So I saw kids, for example, when I was at Yale, who knew every subway in New York, Manhattan. Every subway stop, it was like a photographic memory. And you know, if you're 8, having another kid talk about subways all the time is alienating. It's probably not a social impairment in and of itself, but they use language badly and differently. So that's where focusing in on their communication skills and intervening on that is critical. And so in each case, whether it's autism or Asperger syndrome, one of the first things I do, a good speech and language pathologist to be able to differentiate those things for me, I'll pick up the beginnings and say pragmatic language needs to be an issue, but they'll tease that out more. Again, part of the issue is that they are under the same problems that we are, measuring pragmatic language. Until recently, there's a few more tests out, but understanding tone, prosody, all those sorts of things in speech and language, again, not great measures. But I see what you see all the time, yeah.